Released late last year, Prince of Persia was an outstanding reboot of Ubisoft's classic franchise. Prince of Persia-Epilogue aims to extend the original adventure with 2 to 3 additional hours of gameplay while answering a few questions in the process. Do note that this review will contain spoilers for the end of Prince of Persia, but you really shouldn't be playing this DLC unless you've beaten the game anyway. When last we left the prince, he had just raised Elika from the dead, and now Ahriman is pissed off and chasing you through the underground palace. You're confined to this linear level without the ability to go back to any previous levels, but there's still enough variety to the gameplay. The same core game mechanics of mixing platforming, magic powers, and fighting is back. The platforming is actually more challenging this time around. There are a ton of traps and the tremors are more plentiful. You're going to have to play more cautiously. You can't just start running around on autopilot. The challenge really makes the experience more interesting. In terms of fighting, Elika's corrupted dad is back as a boss, and there's a new guy called the Shapeshifter. Ubisoft saved on a few dimes creating new assets because he's really just a dude who can transform into either the hunter or the warrior from the first game. You also have a new sprint attack you can use to stun enemies, and there's a new magic attack called Energize. This recreates walls that were destroyed in the past so that you can run across them. It's nice to see the platforming and magic integrated like this. Though the gameplay elements that have been refined are a little bit more enjoyable than what we saw in Prince of Persia in December, the epilogue is really short and the ending is a bit unsatisfying. And after beating the epilogue, you'll unlock new prototype costumes, including one showing off Elika's, assets. There's a tad more challenge added to the mix, but sadly, not a lot of extra gameplay time. $10 is way too much for something over this quickly. Even fans of Prince of Persia should think twice about dropping that much coin for such little value in these hard economic times.